Throughout the entire course of modern military history, there have been very few moments that genuinely and permanently change the balance of power between nations, and the decision by the United States of America to deploy its most advanced fighter jets alongside its most powerful and sophisticated missile systems directly to Israel stands as one of those rare and defining moments that military historians, defense analysts, and strategic thinkers will study and reference for generations to come. The combination of next-generation stealth fighter aircraft and cutting-edge missile technology represents the absolute pinnacle of what modern military science and American aerospace engineering have been able to achieve after decades of research, development, and billions of dollars of investment. And bringing both of these extraordinary weapons platforms together in one place creates a combined military capability that is simply without parallel anywhere in the world today. What you are about to learn in this video will give you a complete, deep, and genuinely informed understanding of what these weapons are, what they can do, and why their deployment together represents such a monumental moment in the story of American and Israeli military power. The relationship between the United States of America and Israel has always been fundamentally grounded in a shared commitment to military strength, technological superiority, and the absolute belief that peace and security can only be maintained through the possession of overwhelming and undeniable defensive and offensive military capability that makes any potential adversary think very carefully before choosing the path of aggression or conflict. This deeply held strategic philosophy has driven both nations to invest heavily and consistently in the development, acquisition, and deployment of the most advanced weapons systems that modern military science can produce, and it is this shared commitment to maintaining an unassailable qualitative military edge over any potential threat that has made the American and Israeli military alliance one of the strongest, most capable, and most consequential defense partnerships in the entire modern world. Among the most significant and awe-inspiring components of this historic American deployment are the legendary F-22 Raptor fighter jets, which represent the absolute pinnacle of American aerospace engineering and aerial combat technology, combining fifth-generation stealth capability with supercruise speed, extreme maneuverability, and integrated avionics systems so advanced that no other aircraft currently in service anywhere in the world can reliably match them in aerial combat. These are not conventional fighter jets in any traditional sense of the word. The F-22 Raptor is a complete aerial dominance platform specifically designed and built to defeat any and all opposing aircraft before they even become aware of its presence, using its revolutionary stealth technology to operate invisibly and strike with devastating precision from ranges and angles that make any defensive response by an adversary virtually impossible to execute effectively. Equally important, and perhaps even more strategically significant than the fighter jets themselves are, the advanced missile systems that America has deployed alongside them in Israel, because these weapons represent a completely different dimension of military power that operates across vast distances with extraordinary speed, pinpoint accuracy, and explosive destructive capability that no conventional defense system can reliably intercept or neutralize. The missile systems deployed include both offensive strike missiles capable of reaching targets at extreme ranges with devastating precision and advanced defensive interceptor missiles designed to identify, track, and destroy incoming threats before they can reach their intended targets, creating a comprehensive layered weapons envelope that covers every possible threat scenario, from close-range engagements to long-distance precision, strikes with equal effectiveness and reliability. What makes this American deployment so extraordinarily powerful and strategically overwhelming is not simply the individual capability of either the fighter jets or the missile systems alone, but rather the devastating synergy created when these two complementary and mutually reinforcing weapons platforms are integrated and operated together as a single unified combat system designed to dominate every dimension of the battle space, simultaneously and completely. The F-22 Raptors provide absolute control of the airspace above, using their stealth and speed to neutralize any aerial threat before it can pose a danger, while the missile systems below provide deep strike capability against ground targets at extreme ranges and defensive interception against any incoming missiles or drones, meaning that together these systems create an essentially impenetrable and overwhelmingly offensive combined arms capability that covers every possible threat vector comprehensively. With the arrival of American fighter jets and missile systems operating alongside Israel's own already formidable and battle-tested military forces, Israel now possesses a combined aerial and missile warfare capability that is without question the most powerful and technologically advanced fighting force ever assembled in the history of the Middle Eastern region, representing a qualitative military leap for that has completely transformed the strategic calculations of every government, military, and hostile organization operating anywhere in the broader region. Israeli Air Force pilots and missile defense operators are now working directly alongside their American counterparts in a level of operational integration and real-time combat cooperation that goes far beyond anything previously seen in the history of this alliance, combining American technology with Israeli operational experience to create a genuinely devastating and unstoppable military force. The reaction across the region to America's simultaneous deployment of both advanced fighter jets and powerful missile systems to Israel has been one of profound alarm, deep strategic anxiety, and urgent military reassessment among every hostile force and adversarial government in the area, all of whom are now confronting the stark and undeniable reality that the combined American and Israeli fighter jet and missile capability now positioned in the region represents a military force they have absolutely no reliable means of countering, defeating, or neutralizing with their existing weapons and tactics. Intelligence assessments and observable military behaviors across the region indicate genuine and widespread concern among adversarial forces, with multiple hostile military organizations urgently reviewing their own capabilities and recognizing with growing alarm the enormous gap between their own resources and the overwhelming American and Israeli military power now deployed. Through the simultaneous deployment of both its most advanced fighter jets and its most powerful missile systems to Israel, America is communicating a message of absolute strategic clarity and overwhelming military resolve that goes far beyond anything that could have been conveyed through diplomatic channels, political statements, or symbolic gestures alone. Because the physical presence of these weapons on Israeli soil speaks with a directness and power that requires no translation or interpretation by any audience anywhere in the world. American officials have made completely clear that the fighter jets are ready to establish total aerial dominance at a moment's notice, while the missile systems are fully armed, fully operational, and fully prepared to execute either offensive strikes or defensive interceptions immediately upon authorization, leaving absolutely no ambiguity about America's commitment and capability. The combined deployment of American fighter jets and missile systems to Israel is being studied with intense focus and deep concern by every major military power and strategic actor on the global stage, because what America has demonstrated through this extraordinary dual deployment is a level of combined aerial and missile warfare capability that sets an entirely new benchmark for what modern military power projection actually looks like in practice when a superpower commits its full technological and military resources to defending an ally. Defense ministries and military commands around the world are drawing sobering conclusions from their analysis of this deployment, recognizing that the integration of American stealth fighter jets with advanced offensive and defensive missile systems creates a combined arms capability that represents the current absolute state-of-the-art in modern warfare technology. The presence of American fighter jets and missile systems in Israel is creating a new and fundamentally different strategic reality that will shape military planning, diplomatic calculations, and security assessments across the entire region for years and possibly decades to come. Because these weapons do not simply represent a temporary show of force, but rather a permanent upgrading of the mill, in a rebalance that cannot be easily reversed or neutralized by any adversarial power currently operating in the area. Military analysts are carefully monitoring how hostile forces adapt their own strategies and capabilities in response to this deployment, with most experts concluding that the overwhelming superiority of the combined American fighter jet and missile capability leaves adversaries with very few viable strategic options available to them going forward. What America has achieved by bringing together both its most advanced fighter jets and its most powerful missile systems and deploying them alongside Israel's own exceptional military forces represents the most complete and overwhelming demonstration of combined aerial and missile warfare capability that the world has ever witnessed in a single regional deployment, and the strategic implications of this extraordinary military commitment will continue to reshape the security landscape of the region for many years into the future. The fighter jets own the skies completely and absolutely, while the missile systems control the ground and the horizon with devastating reach and precision, and together they form an unbreakable shield and an unstoppable sword that stands as the most powerful demonstration of the American and Israeli military alliance the world has ever seen.